Hi guys, and welcome to episode 28 of Kent Walks. It's only a short one this time, just over 3 miles, but it's perfect for an evening stroll to shrug off the stresses of the day and explore the local area. So enjoy and welcome to Bridge. From the church, head southeast up Bridge Hill and leave the village. Turn left into Higham Lane and near the end turn right into a small wood. At the tarmac, turn left over the A2 and immediately after left on a footpath passing to the west of Higham Park. As soon as you're able, turn right onto a bridleway and shortly after at a cross paths, turn left through the trees to a field. Turn right along the field edge and work your way down to Patricksbourne Road. Turn right along the road as it winds through the village and at a small roundabout veer left on a marked path passing Biffron's Gardens. Head southwest through a field and pop under the A2. Follow the path as it veers right and meet up with the end of Conningham Lane. Follow the road to Bridge High Street and turn left back to the start. Built in Canterbury and stored here at Higham Park back in the 1920s, were a breed of car that is now held in many people's hearts. Higham Park came into existence when Edward II relinquished the land here to the de Hegham family. Anyway, more recently, Countess Margaret Laura Lebrowski purchased the estate here for £17,500 back in 1910, which included the farm, 225 acres and 12 houses. She died only a year later and her 16-year-old son, Count Louis Voro-Zabrowski, inherited the estate and he instantly became the 4th richest under 21-year-old in the world. Louis set up an engineering works in the stables and he, alongside engineer Clive Gallop, designed and built the first aero-engine powered racing cars in the world. Over the next few years, together they built 4 cars, one of which was later immortalised in a fantasy novel and subsequent film production. The 4 cars were prevented by way of a bylaw from entering Canterbury city walls because they were so loud. They were known as the Chitties. And if you haven't guessed by now, shame on you. It was the first of the Chitties that inspired Ian Fleming, better known for the creator of James Bond, to write a children's novel for his son. That book, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, The Magical Car. And it was to be the last book he wrote, and unfortunately he didn't live to see it published. The first Chitty was powered by a 23-litre 6-cylinder Maybach aero engine and was raced at Brooklands, winning 2 races on its debut managing an impressive 100.75 miles an hour. Its downfall, however, was that it later crashed and a race official lost 3 fingers as a result. The second Chitty was powered by an 18.8 litre Benz aero engine and in 1922 took part in a Sahara Desert expedition. A third car was built, pushing out 180 brake horsepower, which was also raced at Brooklands, and Louis later used it as his own daily runabout, which he drove to Stuttgart to negotiate a place on the Mercedes Grand Prix team. The fourth and final car produced by the team was the Hyam Special. She boasted a 27 litre V12 lump, producing a massive 450 horsepower. Sadly, at the young age of 29, whilst competing in the 1924 Italian Grand Prix at Monza, Zabrowski hit a tree and was killed. The Hyam Special was sold to J.G. Parry-Thomas, who added his own modifications in the form of his own designed pistons and 4 Zenith carbs, and rechristened the car Babs. It was in this car that Parry-Thomas attained a speed of 171.02 miles an hour and claimed the land speed record in 1926. He attempted to break his record a year later in Babs, but crashed and met his maker. The earliest people that have left evidence of their residence here were the Jutes in the early 5th century. Archaeological digs identified a Jutish cemetery, and these folks are alleged to appear wealthy, upper class and tall. Many of the graves contain jewellery, glass and swords, and some of these remains can be found in Maidstone Museum. By the time of the Norman conquest in 1066, there was a thriving village at Bridge. The manor was held by William the Conqueror's son Richard, and almost certainly members of a rich Norman family called Patrick. It's recognised that 100 years later, Ingle and Patrick signed a charter giving Canterbury Cathedral the rent of 1 mil for the upkeep of Thomas Becket's tomb. The Patrick seal on the charter has survived and can be viewed in the cathedral archives. Well, that's another Kent Walks adventure under the belt. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.